What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how's it going, bud?
It's going great, sir. Happy belated Valentine's Day to you.
Yeah,
Hope
happy
you and your
related to
loved
you
one
too.
had a good one at
I
work.
had a basketball game actually. We did all of our Valentine's shit on
Hey,
Monday because we knew I had a basketball game. But it's still
we're getting
we had
married,
everybody
so we
show
told
up. I
each other we
thought
love
that the
them.
people wouldn't show up for the Valentine's Day game, but we had our whole squad except our injured dude, and the other team had like 7 guys too, so it worked out.
Did everybody bring their loved one?
Nah, I don't think anybody did. Nobody on our team, and then nobody. I don't think anybody on the other team either.
Damn,
But
sad.
yeah, I know. But it was fun. I guess we'll talk about the basketball game right off rip, because why not? Because fuck football. No, we played really well. We ended up losing by 3. If you guys have ever played these adult rec leagues, you may or may not have been in a league with no shot clock, and it makes the ending really kind of just dull.
Sucks.
Like they literally, the other team just was passing it around at half court for like literally, I think it was 48 seconds. Well, we got the ball with like 5 seconds left, so
See,
43
in my
seconds.
league, if you're down by more than one basket with it starts at 3 minutes, they will just literally stand there for a minute and a
Yeah, and
half
make you foul them. Yeah,
and be
ours
like,
does that
bro,
too.
what the
But
fuck?
we were tied, so we were both still trying to score, but they just, and we didn't want to commit to them because they were going to just back cut us and have an easy layup, and then we're trying to score at the end. So we were like, let's just play strong defense, whatever. But then he nailed this like Damian Lillard logo shot. It fucking sucked. But if that's the way you go down, like it always sucks to lose, but when you lose to a buzzer beater like that, it's just like, oh, well, all right, whatever, fuck it. He had a nice shot. But it was crazy because that
It
dude was
happens.
not doing anything in the first half. In the first half, they were so bad. And I mean, it could have just been our team because every time I text you, hey, we were awesome in the first half, and then we start to trail off. So it could have just been our team. I don't know. But we got up by like 12 points at one point. But the issue with our squad, and we've talked about it, and so hopefully next week with a bye week, we'll work on it because now that we're actually practicing during bye weeks and shit, we need a play that we just call on because we'll legitimately go like 10 straight possessions with a miss. And like it just starts to
Damn.
spiral on itself. It stacks on itself, stacks on itself. We need to have that one play to go, all right, guys, we've missed like 5 in a row. Run the play. And it just it's a play that we know like the back of our hand. So hopefully we'll work on that next week because we get in those droughts, man. And we went from being 12 up to 2 down before we scored again. And it was like, all right, a 14-0 run, of course. And then we pretty much went back and forth the rest of the game. But if we
Damn.
could have just stopped that bleeding, we would have been fine.
Yeah, man. It seems like y'all are really starting to get there. People who've been following the pod and following your journey through this rec league. It's been a huge different story this
Yeah.
season to start and the end of last season. So you guys keep building. It's not like you find something and then you get fucked and smacked in the face and realize you got to start back or somebody's leaving. Like, oh, they'll have a lot of games left this season. So
Yeah.
you got a ways to go, and that's really cool. That I mean, it sucks that you lost on a late shot like that, but it's cool that you guys are staying competitive and staying in there. And now the problem is, now we got to fucking score. It's not that we're getting blown out and we just got to
Right.
contain them. Now we got to be able to score. That's not a bad problem to have per se. It's not like, oh shit, we got to figure out we're getting blown out. Nah, you just got to score a couple more points,
Yeah.
man. If each person can score one more basket, then you're winning by 10, 12 points.
Right. Yeah, the defense clued in on the fact that Carlos is our best player. And so with about 5 minutes left in the first half, they were just double teaming him. Even before he got the ball, they were just double teaming him. So we had to, which props to our entire team. We figured out a way. 2 seasons ago, if they would have doubled Carlos the entire half, we would have scored like 4 points in the whole second half. So I mean, for us to keep scoring was good. A lot of guys that don't score all that often were hitting big shots. So we're getting the confidence to take shots, and they're starting to fall. So it'll slowly continue to get there. We'll get better every single game as far as shooting and our bodies and whatnot. No matter what we do, even if you don't work, you're gonna get a little bit more endurance, a little bit better shot every single game. So it's just slow if you don't do it on the outside.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to get back into it. We got about 3 months from right now until the rookie combine.
Combine, nice.
So I'm excited. Time to start actually getting back on the court and practicing some shots because I'm not going out there like that last year.
Hey, we'll run some shit if we have some free time while I'm down there. Get some
I'm
work
down.
in.
I'm
Uh,
so down.
so let's start off with football because that's the story that we're already 3 days behind all the rest of media. But the Chiefs won. They're the Super Bowl champs. It was the same old story where this was pretty much the stamp on this season. The whole 22-23 season was referees. And the last time we've had that happen was when it was the fucking backup referees or whatever they call them, the ones that during the strike or whatever. Um, Now, like once again, a game was ended in a way that most fans don't feel like it should. And it's one of
Yeah.
those things where everybody watched the game, nobody listening. If you didn't watch the Super Bowl and you're listening to this podcast, then write us for why the hell you're listening to this podcast. But um, uh, any fan knows it's a black and white rule. Bradbury even said, like, I pulled him, blah, blah, blah. But when you're watching that game, unless you're a fan of the Chiefs, you don't want the game to end that way, right? You don't want a holding that allows them to just run out the clock and kick a field goal. You want to see if Philly has a shot. And so if it's not an egregious penalty, you're going to let that slide as a fan, and the refs really should do it the same way they do it all the other times.
Yeah, man. And what we know about sports and a lot of professional football players in today and retired have came out and talked about how refs, and even we know in our rec leagues, like we can tell pretty early what refs are going to call, how they're going to call the
Mm,
game, and if it's going to be tight knit or not. And that whole game, there wasn't any defensive holding calls. Like they were letting these guys go for the most part. And on some, I guess after the game, they were talking about kids slipping, or kids. I guess they are kids to us for the most part. These
right.
these guys slipping on the field and shit. Half the time I saw it out of the corner of my eye, I'm like, what the fuck? He's getting held. But yeah, it seemed like those guys chasing after Pat Mahomes were fucking on ice skates or on shoes on ice half
Right.
the time. And so I was just figured those were holes. And being the Eagles fan I was on Super Bowl Sunday, but yeah, no, they were letting shit ride, and they pointed out. Even I was like, "Ooh, that got lucky." The Juju getting held on two different times in the route early in the game, and even that too can let the defenders know and cue in on like, all right, they're letting it ride today. They're letting us play, and for that to happen, not nobody uh, that was watching that game that is pissed off on how the game ended will tell you that they weren't going to get that field goal. That field goal was going to happen. More than likely, he's going to hit it. Buckner doesn't miss too many. I know there was a game early in the season where he missed like 2 or 3 extra points, field goals, which was weird as fuck. But he doesn't miss like that too often. So we all can just chance the fact that that three is going to hit. But the fact that now the Eagles have at least one timeout left still, right? Thinking if they
Yeah,
use one to
because
let's say they use one to ice him. So now they have at least one left, and they have a minute 40 to go. It was a minute 48. So after everything that happens, they have a minute 40 offense walking out with a timeout. Everybody and their mom, my dad, who's been passed away forever, wanted to see Jalen Hurts, who was playing probably the best game of his life, go out there and see if they can get it done. They've been getting stopped a lot in that second half, and at that point, everybody wanted to see what they were able to do, and everybody was probably rooting for the Eagles at that point in time too to get it done. And then that flag comes out, and of course that's going to happen now, and that sucks, right? That ticky tack bullshit, and that's what this Super Bowl is going to be thought about for a long time. The players try to downplay it as much as they can, but the fans are the ones who talk all the time. The fans are the one that control the narrative in the bars and the barber shops and all that stuff. And that's all people are going to talk about is how the ending of this game was ruined by a ref, which happened so much this year. And how fitting for Goodell to come out saying that he thought that this was one of the best years of officiating in a long time.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's a real shame. So let's take the referees out of this for a second, because what the game should have been remembered for was this amazing back and forth game. I mean, you go in and Philly comes out hot as they can be. They're doing their thing. They're scoring. Jalen Hurts is putting up numbers that have
Man, if
never
they would have
seen
been up
before.
28-7 instead of 20, what was it, 24-14? Or no,
Uh,
21-14 going into
yeah,
the half, I
21.
think. It should have, yeah, 21. Was it 21-14?
It was 21
Yeah, because
something because they
yeah,
kicked 2 field
21-14.
goals.
Because yeah, I was like, man, it should have been 28 fucking. Should have been 28-7 at that point because of that fumble
Yeah.
touchdown.
But
But
then, I mean, the second half was all Andy Reid's adjustments. It was all, I mean, it wasn't all Mahomes because his stats really weren't that great, but it was all the Kansas City offense that could not be stopped. Pacheco was running like crazy. Kelsey was doing his thing. There was another almost fumble 6 that got called back, rightfully so. I'm just saying that they almost had a chance to really run away with it. So it was kind of a tell of two halves. And if you're Philly, not counting the refs again, if we take the refs out of this, if you're Philly, you have to feel like you gave that game away in the second half. You had a
absolutely,
chance to score a touchdown, to get up 31 to like 20, whatever it was, 21, and they had to settle for a field goal. That drive really did it. And so you got to think you just let it slip away. To have no stops against the Chiefs in the second half, that's you can't win a Super Bowl that way regardless.
yeah, and that's the thing. Defensively, going into it, they thought they had the edge in every aspect besides Travis Kelsey on the field, and they just in the run game they got dogged
Yeah.
by Panchego, whatever the fuck his name is. Pass game, they were getting dogged by everybody. Tony had a walk in
The
touchdown
Chiefs
there.
had back-to-back exact same plays, just you hit flip on Madden and you run it the other way.
Yeah,
And like that's just sad if you're the Chiefs defensive coordinator. You have to fix that. You can't have the same play happen twice in a row.
yeah, and apparently they saw that when they were looking at film from the Eagles Jaguars
Oh,
game.
nice.
Yeah, they like if they do this and fake the jet sweep, this guy is going to be wide open, and they did that twice. And yeah, so sorry about it, Eagles. I guess we fucked y'all there at the end. But yeah, that's really outside of the refs. You got to be disappointed in that defense, man, giving up straight touchdown after straight touchdown after straight touchdown at the end of that game to inevitably give it away to the field goal at the end.
Yeah.
But man, hard fought game. Definitely the best Super Bowl I've seen in a really long time. Maybe not as much, and that's the thing that sucks too. There wasn't a lot of like thrill, right? It wasn't a
Hmm.
lot of like drama. It was building, and then we got fucked. Like we've seen
Yeah.
a lot of drama in these games. Steelers, Cardinals, probably the most dramatic Super Bowl
Right.
game we've seen. Pretty fucking boring for a while there. This game was not boring whatsoever, and it was building up to be very dramatic at the end. We definitely got fucked by the Zebras there at the end.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it was like you said, it was building up, and shout out just because I think he deserves a shout out as a Gator fan. Kadarius Toney, man, people
Yeah.
wrote him off. People said he's nothing. He gets released. He goes to the Chiefs just, and people are like, oh
He got
yeah, the Chiefs.
traded.
Oh yeah, traded. But the Chiefs are like, they're like the Chiefs are just picking up scraps. This guy's already done. He can't stay on the field. He's not a character guy. Blah blah blah. And he had probably the biggest play to really swing it with that punt return. It was more of a bad play on Philadelphia's part than it was a good play on the Chiefs. But
Yeah.
Tony knows how to take advantage of that. We saw that in Florida. They gave him the chance to run it back because they line drived it to him, and he took advantage of it. So shout out to him.
Yeah, for a lot of people, and he's young too. I think this is his second or third year in the
Yeah.
league. Um, it's probably a second, but I don't know. I don't want to be wrong. But most times, even most punters that aren't Devin Hester and Deion Sanders, when they see that kick and they see those four linemen right in their face, and they look in the next tier and they just see a shit ton of fucking Eagles coming up the middle, they're just gonna take the 10 steps out of bounds to the left.
Right.
No, he jerked that bitch, and I guess he saw on the right side of all them Eagles in the middle, a shit ton of Chiefs on the right side. So he was like, "Oh shit, I got a fucking wall here," and swung that bitch around and wrote it out. You're not going to see that a lot, especially in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
because if he swings that out and loses an extra 10 yards,
Yeah.
he's probably not going to see the field again. So, yeah, shout out to him for being able to do that for sure, to swing it. Again, it sucked. I was wearing the Eagles jersey. I was repping the Eagles. But, yeah, shout out to him. Go Gators. It was an awesome Super Bowl. Didn't really watch the ads too much
They
that
weren't
I have in the
anything
past.
special.
Yeah. Usually
I
we're in
had
the
them
bar,
on,
the
obviously,
audio's on
but
blast, but
yeah.
usually paying attention. Invested in this one, I think, is the reason. Like the commercials were a break to kind of
Right.
decompress and
Right.
get a moment to kind of gather yourself. And all right, back at it.
What'd you think of
So
Rihanna? What'd you think of the halftime show?
decompressing.
Oh
Pissed
yeah?
off that it wasn't a fucking 3 touchdown. So this is my thing too. I wasn't. I was watching and I was like, oh shit, they got flying platforms. Oh, what the hell? She's pregnant. Oh shit, she's on a flying platform, right? Just like not vibing with it, but also being stunned at the same time. And then in the days since to leading up to this fucking recording, so much hate. Like we are literally going to have to shoot down one of these UFOs into the Super Bowl, and aliens are going to have to come out and start singing Kanye's verses to
That would
these
be dope.
songs. Or
Yeah.
like Sir Paul McCartney is going to have to like ride out with every Beatle and get out there and play 4 or 5 seconds with Rihanna. Like these people are not ever going to be fucking
Hard
happy.
to
And
please.
then last year, oh, but they could have 15 special guests. Well, it's fucking Riri, bro.
Right.
Like she hasn't performed in over half a decade. It's been like 6, 7 years. Like the woman has been raising a baby, making another baby. Like, let the woman do her thing, bro. She deserved it. I don't appreciate all the flack. He hit fucking 12 hits in 13 minutes. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it was
fucking good.
it was pretty good. I didn't really watch the visuals of it either because I was making wings at the time. But the sound was good. I mean, it was her songs. It was fun. I saw the whole platform thing and dancing people and or whatever. They were just like, I guess they were. I mean, obviously they were people, but they were like in these weird little like spacesuit looking things.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I was cooking hot wings, so I didn't see it, but it was good. I mean, whatever, man. For the haters, like go screw yourself, man. The only thing I wish that happened is that like the people that sing those songs could at least get the verse in there or something. Because sitting here singing in my head and it's like not happening. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, same. But and that happened. Then there's about 3 songs that aren't going to be played during that Super Bowl
Right.
halftime because of
Right.
one certain person that she made a shit ton of songs with.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
true.
no, and I think also too with having last year's, like I think we kind of expected it to happen
Yeah.
again this year because for 3 straight songs they just kept popping out every fucking featured artist and a song like, oh yeah, we have a song with Kendrick and fucking Eminem, so now we can bring in Eminem and Dre, and oh now Dre had a song with Snoop Dogg, and oh yeah, 50 Cent had a song with fucking Eminem, so now he's on his own. Like that, the way that I think that hopefully next year, see, maybe they should have waited. No, because if they would have did that shit again this year like they did last year, we would have been ruined for the rest of ever.
Yeah.
So it was a good, but yeah, last
Yeah,
year
but
ruined
now
that
they're gonna
for
have to
sure.
pick who they're gonna have to pick like a rock guy next year or something. They're gonna have to try
So
to
something like that.
bring it up.
But I like how they changed it up. So since Jay-Z's been working with the NFL, they like changed up the whole way they go out and find people. And
Right.
it's not like you come to us with yours and we'll come back to you. Like they actually go to these people and see if they want to do it. So they find the people that they know football people like for the most part, and what'll be bringing non-football people in. So I think we're good for a long while. We don't have to worry about another like the what was her? I got the eye at the top. Katy Perry.
Oh
Like
yeah.
kind of weird. Like what the fuck? We got a
Where you're
lion on the
focused more
field
on a
right now.
shark than
Yeah, like what the hell is going on? Yeah, like I think we kind of got it right now the way these Super Bowl halftime shows are lined up. But yeah, shout out Riri, you did it and for free. Why did it take us so long to find out these people do it for free and
I
they
didn't
pay
even
for
know
their
that.
production? It's their production team. They pay for it, and they
Jeez,
do it
I
for
didn't even
free.
know that.
Yeah.
What is Goodell
Apparently,
doing
like
then? What is
apparently,
he?
like Riri paid like $1 million in production for the halftime show. Didn't get paid a dime.
No, the NFL doesn't make enough money, I guess. That's fucking bullshit. Jeez.
No clue.
Now I'm mad. That's sad. That
Yeah,
sucks.
but hey, shout out to a former Jaguars player getting another ring. Chad Henne. He's already got one with the Chiefs, but he called it a retirement right after the game in an Instagram
Nice.
post with a Bud Light in hand.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, called it
And
a
shout
career.
out to
Shout out to him.
two UCF players that also get rings. Well, Matthew Wright should get a ring because when Butker got hurt, he was the guy that filled in for 2 games. But I
Yeah.
think you're still eligible for a ring. I
It's if
guess
the team wants to give it to you, right?
yeah. Yeah, so he's eligible. And then I forget who the other guy is, but he's like a practice squad guy, so he's also like eligible. But Jordan
How about Melvin
Franks, I
Gordon,
think is
huh?
his name. Yeah, Melvin
Melvin
Gordon
Gordon.
posted on Instagram. He's like, "Well, I got carried," which is true because he didn't touch the field. But
Yeah, it
good for
said
him.
something. Yeah, it was something along those lines of like getting something but never seeing something.
Yeah, I don't know,
Or like
but
getting all the money and never seeing the work or some shit like that. He like quote tweeted it with a picture of him smoking a cigar
yeah,
with the Lombardi trophy. That's dope though, man, because that's really all he's been looking for the last 3-4 years. Like he knew he wasn't
yep,
going to be able to do it. He went to the Broncos thinking he might be able to be a little bit of a role player in the backfield to get them a championship. Wasn't able to do it. He's like, fuck it. If nobody wants me, I'm just going to go to Kansas City and do nothing for fucking 8 weeks and get a ring.
exactly. But
Got it
hey, it
done.
works out, man. That's
Hell yeah.
why. That's part of why, not why, because I still value rings. But when we were doing that like top 50 QBs thing, that's why I did not put as much weight on rings. Like it was a little bit kind of
Yeah.
like John Elway had, or not John Elway. Steve Young had more rings. Where one, he was literally sitting on the bench while Joe Montana won him a ring. Like, why should that ring count? The rest of them absolutely should. Steve Young is awesome, but when you say like he's a 3-time Super Bowl champ or whatever he is, it's like, well, really, he's only a 2-time, and then he got one with Joe Montana. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I argued with Eddie for a few of those because of that. I'm like, the rings, some of the rings matter more than some other ones.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
But shit, hey, he's on the team. He's doing
yeah,
his thing.
for sure. And the ring matters to him, and that's what matters, But
Hell yeah. All right, let's do our way too early Super Bowl prediction for next year.
Bucks Jags. No, I'm just kidding. It's not gonna be the Bucks. The Jags have a
I don't
shot.
think
Let's
it's
see.
going to be the Jags. I think it'll be Eagles, Bengals.
It's gonna be. It's tough because I don't know if the Eagles will be as good. Granted, the whole rest of the NFC is not good, so they don't have to be as good as they were this year and still
Their
have
defense
it.
isn't going to be as good.
I guess the question I have that's a good pick, and I'll make my pick in a second. But the question I'm thinking about in my mind is, do we think Kellen Moore is going to help out the Chargers in the way that they need to, or is Staley just too much of a? I like Staley, but I don't know that he's a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Yeah, I think
So
it comes down and the fact that Kellen Moore has had Mike McCarthy and the Clapper, and the Clapper's a really good
well, he went to go
game
be like a
manager.
QB coach after that or whatever. So
Yeah, like he's a really good game manager. Mike McCarthy has been questioned a lot this past season, but has been known to manage a game really fucking well. How long in the season do we see an offensive coordinator ripping around his head coach during a fucking game on the sidelines? Because I feel like Kellen Moore is that dude.
maybe,
But
yeah,
yeah, man, you're right. That actually could come out, but it's hard to take the Chargers seriously until the
right.
Chargers sustain it and can do it. It's really hard to take them seriously. I mean, for the love of God, look at what shirt I'm wearing right now.
And there could be like 30 more of those shirts made from other teams
Yeah,
over the
and I
past few
really think
years.
the Bengals are set up to make a run, and they feel like they got screwed a little bit. And I mean, how many third downs does it take to get screwed? You tell me.
Yeah.
I feel like they did as well, and so I mean, we'll see. And also, the Chiefs had like the third youngest defense in the league this year. Like
Mm.
they're not bad either. They still have Batman and Robin on the offensive side, so they're still going to be something. But yeah, I think it would be Eagles Bengals if I had to
I
put money
like
on
the
the
Bengals
AFC and
pick.
NFC winner. If I had a parlay, NFC AFC championship,
I
that'd be
like
it.
the Bengals pick. I'm trying to think of who the NFC would pick, and like I do think the Eagles will be less good, but I'm trying to think of who would upend them. The Vikings are going to be less good also. The Cowboys, I doubt they'll probably be the exact same. The Giants aren't going to be as good.
The Niners
Nobody in
with a
the NFC,
quarterback, we'll see. They don't have
nobody in
Brock
the
Purdy
NFC
next year.
South is going to be good. So it might be the Eagles by default. Maybe the 40. I'll say the 49ers. 49ers Bengals.
All right.
That's what we'll go with. But yeah, the Chargers are the first like 6 weeks of the season. I'm excited to see what the Chargers could potentially do. They might break out and do some stuff.
Yeah, the only reason for the Jags, there's a lot of people looking into our opponents next year and seeing us knocking out at minimum 10 game one
Right.
season. It's gonna be hard, bro. We have the fucking 1 and 2 of really. We have the Chiefs. I already went down to the Ravens again. The Bills. Like we have a nice slate of
Yeah.
really hard opponents to face, and a lot of them being at home, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, it's going to be a long ride back to South Florida.
But are you nervous about your division? I mean, the Texans
Nah,
and the Colts are going to be crap again, so it's really just you and the Titans as always. And I can't
nah.
imagine the Titans will be any better.
The
So
Titans aren't going to have Tannehill. They don't know what they're
yeah.
doing at quarterback. Their left
So
tackle isn't going to get re-signed. Nah, I'm really not worried about the AFC South at all. I figured it was going to be a turning point after this season, just because of all the free agencies that were coming up in Tennessee. I figured they would go out with a bang this season. I also thought the Colts were probably going to be the ones that knocked them off if anybody did in the AFC South. But I knew after this season, if Trevor was going to shape out, like we had a pretty solid fucking team to start making around these next couple of years. So I
right.
think the AFC South's ours for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned at all, unless they go out and get like Derek Carr or some crazy shit at quarterback and sign a fucking wide receiver for once. That's not Julio Jones.
Instead of giving them all away.
Yeah, then I'm not worried at all. Colts,
That's what I
fuck.
would think too. Yeah, not as a non-biased, non-Jags fan, like I would not be concerned about your division for a few years unless,
Which is,
like you
I
said, a
don't know what
big
happened to the
splash gets made.
Colts. Like that Colts team was the same team as the year before, and they were supposed to be like a top 5 team in the NFL and like a top 2 or 3 team in the AFC. And
Yeah, all they gave away was Hines. I don't know. And he wasn't that important, I wouldn't have thought.
yeah, that shit's
But
crazy.
as far as we're concerned, we have to wait for free agency to see what direction we're going in. If we decide to sign one of those QBs, then we'll obviously go into we're going to try to win. But if we roll with Gabbert and then or Trask or Gabbert with teaching Trask still for one more year or half a year or whatever, then
All
obviously we're not
signs,
going to make the playoffs. But
all signs point to Trask being the guy. He apparently built his body up. He's ready to be a starter in the NFL, and everybody's pretty confident in that happening. It says here the Chiefs are the favorites to repeat.
right, right. Yeah, but Vegas always starts that way. Just try to make some money.
But yeah, no, I think Trask will be the guy. And again, bringing Derek Carr into this, he's been have a lot of murmurs in New Orleans, and I think
Right.
that's going to come out within the next 2 or 3 weeks. Seeing where he's going to go, because I like the fact that it's all up to him now, and that he pretty much said, "Fuck you, Vegas. If y'all want to fuck me over, I'll fuck you over too."
So
And
yeah, so me and
didn't take a
Eddie were
trade.
talking about that, and at the risk of sounding like I'm defending the man, I called that a douche move by Derek Carr to not waive the no trade clause. And me and Eddie got into an argument about it because he was definitely like 100% pro player. Like I'm good with him doing it, and I was like, listen, I'm pro player too, and I think Derek Carr is right to do that, but it can still be a douche move, and I think like Vegas did what they could to get him a chance, and he continuously failed. Like, he had plenty of chances. They got him Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Devontae Adams. Obviously, all the coaches they grabbed were complete shit. But they did what they could, and he just continuously failed and did not hit marks. Like, if you were giving him a grade for his performance, he wasn't that good either. And then they give him a no trade clause. And that's kind of as like a hey man, we'll scratch your back as long as you hook us up later. We're not going to send you to the Texans, you know? And then when it came down to it, if he said I like the Saints, they were willing to trade him to the Saints, and then he goes, "Nah, I'm not waiving the clause. Like, I'm not about to weaken the Saints." And I get it, and I think it's the right move. As the player, if they give you a no trade clause, then fucking use it. That's the point of it. But if I were a future team, I'd take that with a grain of salt. I'd be like, do we really want to potentially sign a guy that's not going to help us out in the future? So it's a risk, but the risk I think is because, like you said, he already knows where he's going. He doesn't give a fuck. If he was just going to go test free agency, I think it's the wrong move. But he knows exactly where he's going, so it's fine.
Yeah,
But I still
for
think it's a
sure.
little bit of a douche move.
I mean, yeah, it is absolutely, but I mean, it's something I think that we would all do in that situation if you felt like you were slighted at all. And
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, he had every chance, but two, they did give up on you. Like, it's kind of an embarrassment as a starting quarterback, a vetted starting quarterback in this league, to be replaced for Jared Stidham.
yeah,
When you could have just kind of wrote it out. You knew the train was going off the rails already. You knew it wasn't going to be a good season. Just let him ride it out and kind of build up film and try to build something up for a new team and show that he can still play in this league. Instead, you said, sit on the bench. We don't want you to get hurt. We want to be able to get as much as we can for you. Suck my dick from the back, sir. I hold the final say on that. And in 3 weeks, you're going to cut me so you don't have to pay me all this money. And I'm going to go live my life wherever I want. Like he said at the Pro Bowl things, like he didn't do enough to stay around. So why is he going to, like they already clean house of him. Why is he going to help them? And in doing that, whatever team signs him is immediately fucked.
yeah.
Like, that's not his fault that y'all wanted to give him half the fucking Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm pro player. Like, the team fucked up by giving you all this stuff. So go ahead and take it, you know? Like, it's hard for me to put my head on a football player's shoulders because I will never be a professional athlete, never could. But in my own line of work, if I did not know where my next employer was, I'd be a little bit scared to fuck over my current employer. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
But it's
he had a lot
different
of
in
guaranteed
sports.
money.
Yeah, it's different in sports for sure. So
Yeah.
if I could leave and
He's
still get
definitely
$30
set.
million, I'm walking out the fucking door. I don't care. So
I feel you.
yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Anyways, but yeah, I just want to say that because I'm sure Eddie might listen, so I had to let everybody know that Eddie was 100% on Derek Carr's side, so he can go to the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't want him to come to the Bucks. I'll beat his ass in New Orleans. Anyways, so moving on, I am obviously not wearing football gear, but I am wearing football gear, and the season is starting. Technically, it's in 10 days, so we could have talked about this next week. But the season's starting. LAFC is, of course, the champions, the defending champs. They are probably the favorites. Philly might be the favorites, but we should still be the favorites for Vegas. But Bale has retired. Now our hero is gone. We've made a few splashes, a few changes, a few things. I don't know if you saw, but we went after Aubameyang, and he pulled the no trade clause of Premier League. It's not called the no trade clause, but he said, "Hell no, I'm not going to the MLS," because Chelsea agreed to it. Chelsea was going to pay his entire salary and send him to us for free, and he was like, "Fuck that." I'm not going to the MLS. But that would have been
That's
dope if we
hilarious.
got Aubameyang. But anyways, the season is starting. We are making those pushes, and it's starting to look like, which we knew this was going to be the case because it's LA. But it looks like LAFC is the place to be. All these superstar players that are now past their prime, if they're coming to the MLS, they're either coming to Miami or the two LA teams right now. So I can't see a fall off anytime soon. So I'm excited for this season. I'm excited to run. Our buddy Marco, is heading to Vegas in a few weeks. I'm telling him to take my ticket for the championship that I just won and just cash it and roll it right back onto a repeat. Because whatever I won, 100% of it, just put it right back on a repeat because I'm feeling good about this season. It's going to be a repeat.
Hey, I mean, all signs point to it right now. They damn, everybody's trying to get transfers and shit. But
Yeah.
what all signs point to it, Philadelphia doesn't look like they're going to be able to repeat what they were able to do last year. And like we talked about before the season last year, what coach is able to do if he's able to do it, which he's shown he is, like it's going to sustain like relative like greatness for a
Yeah.
while. And the fact that now out of nowhere all these guys really want to come here, like it wasn't like the fall off after everybody starts leaving and now Vela's on his last leg. Now we probably could see ourselves getting Baylor's replacement by the mid mark of this season, which is fucking crazy to think about. But no, you got to seem really excited. And even if these teams too stack up and they do build up, there wasn't anybody that was really even close relative to LAFC last season
Just
as far
Philly.
as just
That was like the only
yeah,
one.
as far as just like pure dominance. And even with Philly, they had some scares. Yeah, LAFC had some scares. They had some draws, had some losses. But for the most part, when all 11 are on and everybody's just playing ball,
Yeah.
it's going to go good. And I'm so happy we didn't get no announcement from Baylor in the offseason saying he was hanging them up. So that's
Nah.
I think this
If
is
we
it.
pay
I
him, he'll
think
keep
this is
riding.
it. I think this is it, man.
Yeah. I
But
am
no,
confident. So
I mean, you got to be excited. They'll take away your pain of being, for some reason, still an Arsenal fan, and
hey, it's the start of the end has already started, and it's um expected. Like I'm just to real quick, since you mentioned
hey,
Arsenal,
Chelsea early exit. So
but Arsenal not decided, but they lost to Manchester City today, so they are now no longer the top team in the Premier League. But I don't feel bad, man. I am so just that was expected. Like the fact that we made it to February 15th before we fucking got wiped, like I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. As long as we finish top four, I don't care. But the scary part is we're only 12 points ahead of fifth place, and that's what scares me is we're about to have that collapse and tank because now we've lost two in a row and it's getting a little dicey. But anyways, no, LAFC I'm confident with. We're looking good. And even if we do see drop off, like you said, if we do see any drop off, it's not like we're going to drop below seventh in the West. Like we're easily going to make the playoffs, and we're still going to have those 11 guys that when we get into the playoffs, we can put 11 people on the field that are better than the other 11 people that are going to be on the field. So I'm confident that we'll at least be amongst the favorites at the end of the season. So.
now, do you think there's any way that we can keep going with this, able to win these games 2-0, 3-1, or are we going to get back to kind of that sputter at the beginning of the season, where it's just these draws, these like one goal wins, this grinded outs and get it going, or do you think that we're going to be able to kind of go out there and guns a blazing?
It's weird because I still, and I do love what Trundolo did for us, but I feel like his coaching style is not going to be easy wins. I think we're going to be struggling. We're going to be grinding. We're going to be having a close heart attack game every single game. And that's fine as long as that is his style. But pressure every single game is hard. You want to be able to relax some of these games. But the other thing about Cherundolo is he very much is a great next man up. Like when we play the B team, there's not a ton of fall off from the A team. There's skill fall off, but there's not a team concept fall off. We have that
Yeah.
strategy that we're just rolling with, and it doesn't matter if we have stars, no stars, whatever, we can roll. So I like that about it. But yeah, it's going to be grinds. We're going to be in some struggle buses the entire season.
That sucks because near the end of the season, it started getting fun to watch. Just knowing
Right.
if we went up 2-2 on you, it was pretty much an automatic done. There is no more of that coming back in the second half and tying it up and nah. So that was kind of fun to get used to. But yeah, I agree. Until we can figure out a way to get Garrett to come back and play a full season, yeah, we're gonna have some struggles there to get the ball in the net for a while.
I was trying to find when the LAFC jersey reveal is, and they won't tell me, even though I literally just had like maybe it's an email because I'm a season ticket holder, but I had an email telling me when the reveal was. I'm ready to buy my fucking jersey with a star, man. That's it.
I need to get. I think this
Frustrating.
is the year I'm actually get a jersey.
I was getting scared that Ilie Sanchez was going to be gone, but so far, right now, he's still here. So there should be a jersey made for him at least, because that's who I got to buy because he was the player of the game for the final. So
I
that's
don't
what I
know how to
promised.
get. I can't
That's
get
my
Vela.
boy Diego Rossi's gone.
Do you think they'll make a Rossi?
No, no, no. I mean, I
Oh
don't think
no.
so. They might. I mean, you could customize anything you
Ooh,
want, but
Blessing will have one. Do you think they'll make a Blessing one to sell?
what they should do is so March 12th is our game against New England. They should present Blessing with his own jersey and the ring and all that shit. Maybe they probably will present him with the ring, but maybe not because it's like the
Do you
third
do
game
you
of the
think they'll
season.
have a LAFC Blessing with a star jersey on the shop?
In the shop,
They got
probably
to,
not.
right?
Well, the problem is it's a brand new jersey. Like, so it's not gonna be this jersey anymore. Well,
Yeah.
not this one. This one's an old jersey, but so it's they would
Flex.
have to make
Flex deal.
they would have to make a new jersey with an old player on it. I don't know that they'll do it, but who knows? You can customize anything you want.
Yeah.
Put your name, put Blessing on the back of it, get
Yeah,
the
it's
right
like
number.
$40 more for the custom.
The custom one, yeah. Yeah, it is.
And the kits are so stupid for the most part too. Like I can pay $100 for that with nobody's name on it, or I can pay $120 to get the fucking name and number on the back. Like,
Yeah.
just give me the fucking whole thing for $100, bro. It's not that
Yeah.
intricate.
Or give me the one without the name and number for like 80. Like, give me a good deal on this thing.
Yeah, I got the Rosie T-shirt for like $60. Like, why is soccer shit so expensive? Because not a lot of people buy it. They have to be able to make something back.
Yeah. You can see the like thing coming up. I gotta get me a new
Dude,
shirt, man.
my Minshew track
Yeah.
shirt is done.
This one's
Done.
ready for the frame, bro. The
One too many.
original
I know I was gonna
YouTube
wear my
TV.
Kobe thing the other day, and I was like, I will never set foot out of this house with that Chinese shit on. Ever. Somebody like the glue's gonna start falling off if I go out there in the day in this fucking
Yeah.
South Florida sun and humidity.
Yeah,
Fucking the
for real.
floor is gonna flop over. But yeah, no, that's the main reason why I don't wash my shit. If I do, I hand wash it. I don't dry them. They stay in the closet. Like I wear them, I bring them home. I
Yeah.
don't go out to the bar and them bitches really. If I do,
Yeah,
they
me
come
neither.
off right after the game. And
I
like
pretty much
so,
just wear them to games and the podcast now. That's pretty much it.
that's the thing that pisses me off a lot. So like if I'm at the bar, at the Snug that I used to work at and stuff, wear the jersey after the game, take it off. They're after a win, they're like, "Oh, you're not a real fan? Suck my dick." After a loss, "Oh, you can't wear it around after a loss? Are you a bitch? Suck my dick." Like, yo, I gotta keep these things. This fucking Fred, look at this thing. I still gotta mail it off to him. But bro, I've had this since I was 12 years old. Do you think this shit happens out of fucking just a whim? No. Gotta take care of these babies.
Yeah.
As I
All
throw
right,
it
so
up on the
let's
bunk
move
bed.
let's move on to basketball and let's talk real quick about the All-Star weekend that's coming up. The last games have yet to be played, but we pretty much know the standings and whatnot, but we'll talk about those next week. Let's
Cavs
talk
are
just
getting
about
third.
let's talk just about the weekend. So, are you excited about any of this stuff? I don't even know they did explain the field now. I'm gonna try to find them, but
Did they?
are you excited about any of these things? When is the
Always
slam
the
dunk
skills.
contest going to end, by the way? Like, does that still matter?
So I think we'll always love the the slam dunk contest. We just have to fix how it's played. We need to go because nowadays you get like 3 chances, you have a shot clock. No. We need to get to the day and age where it's 2023. Damn, it is. I would thought I messed up and it's actually no, it's 2023, not 2022. I miss drinking
Right.
bourbon, by the way. That month of fucking sobriety, really made this shit pack a punch these days. But like we're just like so used to these guys being able to do these crazy things. Let's simplify it. They don't have to jump over cars and do double fist fucking between the legs around the helicopter and then dunk it all in one dunk to where they need 3 dunks. So by the 3rd dunk, they get a 7. And now let's simplify it. You get one dunk attempt per round, and everybody gets 3 dunks, right? We're gonna do an average score. So if you don't hit on that one dunk, fuck letting them judge. You missed. Oh, let's go on creativity. Let's go on effort. Fuck that. 0. So if they can switch it up to where it's more on what we like nowadays, like we sit on our phones, we have the reels, we have the fucking Facebook shorts and all this stuff. Like, let's get to where it's just like this. Stop letting these guys get too crazy. All right, I know I have 30 seconds and 3 attempts, so I can try some crazy shit. And if all else fails, I'll try some simpler shit. No, let's just do the simple shit. That. We know we can bang out and try to get a show going, and maybe we'll get more than 4 guys doing an okay show. And now that it's a quicker process, we have more of a wow factor since you're only seeing it one time. Now we can get 6, 7 guys in here.
Yeah.
So I think that would help out the dunk contest.
One attempt should definitely be that would be really fun.
Because back in the day, the 3-point contest was like 4 people. It took a long ass time. Nowadays, it's like, all right, you went. There's your score. Let's get this guy out here. And now a lot of people want to do it because they show up, they shoot, they leave. You got these motherfuckers trying to pull in fucking Jeeps into a private gym to practice a dunk, knowing they can try it 5 fucking times. Like, it's not like it used to be. Back like Vince Carter knew he was about to jump in the air and throw his goddamn elbow in the fucking rim and look at everybody like, ah. Yeah. Like, there wasn't any thinking about it. He knew he was going to wow everybody. Simple as shit. But we need to get back to things like that. And if everybody's doing it, who's going to complain? Like, oh, he didn't have fucking rocket boosters on his shoes.
True. Make sports better. All right, so I don't know if you've seen or have them up, but we're just gonna kind of run through some of the stuff and just make some predictions. First off, I want to start with the celebrity game. I never watch it. I don't really care that much. But
wait, is it on NBA.com?
The rosters and whatnot?
What you have, yeah.
Yeah. Just go to NBA.com, and it was one of their like side. The rosters for the celebrity game was kind of hard to find, but if you click the story where it says like Ben Affleck is doing something, then there's a link that says who the rosters are.
Oh yeah, real quick, I did want to talk about this just before we get into all the All-Stars. We're not talking about basketball, but I did want to shout out the Cavs for actually signing somebody.
We signed Terrence Ross. I'm excited about that shit.
I would be more excited for Terrence Ross. That old man with the ball spot still plays defense. Danny Green acts like he plays defense and is always this far away from a pass, always this far away from a reach in, this far away from a block, and he shoots like 3 for 13. I would so much rather have Terrence Ross. But yeah, I saw that. I was like, we got somebody.
You got somebody.
I'll take it. Hey, he wears number 14. That's my favorite number. I wanted a 3. We got a 3, but fuck me in the ass.
He'll hit a 3 every now and then. He'll hit like 2 threes, and you'll be fine.
I'm sorry.
Meanwhile,
I just saw that.
You saw the Ben Affleck thing?
No, I saw the fucking Cavs got actually there's the Ben Affleck there.
Speaking of real basketball, though, we played our first game with all the stars. Obviously, Kevin Durant was sitting on the sideline, but all the new stars that we got, and Chris Paul racked up 19 assists. So clearly he's doing his thing still. I'm excited. TJ Warren only played like 7 minutes, but he was hitting his shots. He was doing his thing. And then I'm gonna save it for the end, but I want to just I want to shout out Mikal whenever we get to the end because he did his damn thing. But yeah, so the celebrity game is first, and I don't really care about the game, but I'll probably have it on in the background. But when you look at the rosters, is there anybody you're excited to see what they can do on a basketball court?
Yeah, so that reaction right there was Calvin Johnson and fucking DK Metcalf.
Against each other. They are definitely going to be guarding each other too.
Bro, the two most like athletically gifted wide receivers to ever play the game. I mean, Megatron this needed to happen 12 years ago, right? Like 2009, 10, Megatron needs to be out on this basketball court.
Well, luckily he retired young, right? So he's still 37.
Yeah. He's hitting a windmill. He's windmilling on somebody, for sure.
He'll be able to dunk without even jumping, probably.
DK's probably going to take off from the foul line and dunk on a like behind the back to the left hand type shit. Just go up from the foul line. Bomb type shit. Lisa Leslie's going to cross over both of them. Like, hey, and Guillermo, if you don't know who Guillermo is, he's just going to try to talk shit to everybody. He's Jimmy Kimmel's little guy.
He's the live guy, right? The guy that's in the
thing. I'm excited, bro, honestly. And we got another Antetokounmpo because why the fuck not?
There's an Antetokounmpo in the celebrity game?
Oh, so Giannis,
no, that's the next.
And no, it says it right here. This year's roster and coaching staff include starts on a list of Grammy Award-winning musicians, actors, athletes, and more, including 21 Savage, Giannis, Giannis, and Alex Antetokounmpo, Alex Bregman. Ooh, Alex Bregman. Cheater.
But if you just scroll down, it doesn't show those guys.
If I scroll down, it just shows me a different post.
Mine shows Team Ryan and Team Dwayne, and there's not any of those other guys. That's weird.
All right, so
I see what you're saying too.
You see Alex Bregman?
No.
Kane Brown?
Yeah, Kane Brown's on there. Yeah, the Miz is on there.
Maybe they decided Alex Bregman is a cheating piece of shit and doesn't deserve any extra.
Right.
Any extra. A Fat Joe? Ooh, I'm very much excited for this.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Sure. I'm excited to see.
Lindsey Vonn. Oh, remember
Hassan
growing
Minaj
up, Lindsey Vonn was.
Hassan Minaj is on there, and I'm excited to see if Hassan Minaj can actually do anything because he looks like a guy that could potentially play basketball. And so I'm excited to see. He's a comedian. He's like Asian or not Asian, like Indian looking. I guess he's Indian. I don't know, but I think he could potentially play. I want to see what Tiafoe can do, the tennis player, because he's an athlete and he needs to show what tennis players can actually do as an athlete. But then I just mirror your Calvin Johnson versus DK Metcalf. That was the number one thing that I wanted to see. That's going to be huge. I just want to see them match up against each other because they're going to.
Usually they have stars in here like Biebs. Biebs could play basketball. Kevin Hart could play basketball. Even Bradley Cooper. He could play some basketball.
Remember that one president, the Obama's advisor guy that like was dominant?
No, I don't.
He just kept hitting these like little layups. I forget what he was like an advisor to the White House, but he was like really good.
So I'm really surprised to see which one of these fucks is actually good at basketball that's not a retired WNBA player.
Diamond DeShields is gonna.
Bro, how old is Lindsey Vonn nowadays? Is that the same person?
She's not that old, right?
And then what? Dwayne Wade's a coach.
Yeah, I don't know if he gets to play too or what, but I think he's just a coach.
But I'm excited to see who can actually, because out of all these, like Fat Joe is fat. What's he going to try? He's that big wreck guy that jacks up threes.
Yeah, he'll try something.
Guillermo's going to be that 5'3" guy that tries to get all the rebounds.
By the way,
I'm excited for this. I'm genuinely excited for this.
As an aside, I stayed a little bit longer to watch the beginning of the next game at my last night at the basketball thing. The team that was playing has this huge dude. I'm talking like he looked like my dad, like huge guy. And he gets the ball and he drains this three. And we were like, okay, big dude can shoot. That's why he's out there. Then he goes down and he gets a steal on the other end. He goes up, megs the dude with a crossover, and drains another three. And everybody on the sideline starts freaking out. And then he had to sub out because he was tired. But I was like, oh shit, dude, he was a baller. But yeah, he was like the size of my dad, so he could only go for like 2 possessions. But he dominated those 2 possessions. I hope he got back out on the court and did some more. But I was so
You're
impressed by
serious,
him. Yeah, it was
dude. See,
crazy.
my cousin's friend, that he used to play football with, they ended up playing. I can't say David played. He fucking broke his neck in practice one day for the arena football team. But his buddy ended up playing a lot of tackle and tight end for the first arena football team, the Tomcats. But when this dude was like 6'2", 270, and I was like 9 years old, right? Come on, you can think a 9-year-old is going to be faster than a 6 foot. No, burners, bro. Hands, like the dude was like, those type of people are the best. That dude that we watch clips of playing basketball, he's not even that big. He's just tall and kind of chubby. Imagine him at 6 foot tall, right? That kid's like 6'5".
Right.
Imagine him at like 6'1", 6'2", like just big, fat. That's the cool shit. That's the shit I like. I don't ever want to be there.
Yeah.
I'm already unhealthy as fuck at fucking 180. 280 won't look good on me. But that shit's cool as hell to see. And I like that stuff. And it's cool as fuck that people aren't like back when we were in high school, right? Like we were genuinely mocking Melton when he made that three from out of bounds and he felt like the king. I can appreciate in our older days that we see this shit and we can appreciate the fact like yeah, we are kind of acknowledging the fact that you're not in prime athletic peak form.
Right.
And that's the only reason we're acting like this and excited, but we're genuinely excited to see shit like this. Like I love seeing stuff like that. We don't have anybody like that in our league. It's Joe acting like he can fucking shoot a free throw every time and then going out and missing the text. But but like we don't have people like, I mean, I guess ours, but he's 24 and played tight end at Bucknell, who's a Division 2.
I think so.
Division one. I don't know. I think it's on ESPN.
I don't even know how divisions work anymore.
Yeah, but no, he was a tight end at Bucknell for fucking 3 years. So It's not like, whoa, what the fuck's he doing?
I'm sure that this fat guy, I guess calling him fat's probably the wrong word, but I mean he is fat, but that's just probably offensive. But the large guy, he probably played when he was just a 40-year-old man. You know, you drink for 20 years, you're gonna get a big old gut. But anyways, back to the real basketball. So skills, or the Saturday night starts with the skills competition. Once again, it's Team Antetokounmpo because it's gonna be forever until these guys stop being in the NBA.
Is that stupid though?
That it's always them.
I mean, it's only the second year that we're doing this with them. Like, and we knew last year it was with the Cavs, so we figured it was going to be the Team Jazz. How about Colin? Could have done it twice, 2 times in a row, huh?
Yeah.
How about Colin getting into Jordan Clarkson? Call this the Cavs again. Why not? Whoever Walker Kessler, and we probably drafted his ass.
Right.
He looks like somebody the Cavs would draft in the second round. But
it does.
But no, this shit, it's kind of annoying that the Antetokounmpo, because you realize every year how big the gap is and why Alex isn't really more than a 2-way contract guy.
Right.
But yeah, I really think the Rooks have a chance at this though this year, right? Ivy, Banchero, they're going to be able to, from what we've seen in the skills challenge, just walk right through this. It's going to come down to Jabari, and if he's going to be able to put that little hole in that little ass, like that's the only thing I'm worried about with him is just being able to hit that chest pass. And
I think the Team Jazz are going to take it, honestly. Again, I'm like you. I don't really know who Walker Kessler is because I don't watch the Jazz. But if he's any good at skills, they're going to be fine. I think I still think Clarkson's underrated, even though he's starting to get highly rated now.
I don't think he's underrated anymore. He's
I
getting loved.
think they're gonna run. The Antetokounmpos will be last place, like always. Like you said, like Thanasis and Alex won't be able to do anything. And Giannis, for what it's worth, is not the greatest in the skills competition type stuff either. So yeah, but I'm gonna go with Team Jazz. I think they're gonna win it.
My thing is like when you look at it, if you look at one Achilles heel on each team, if Jabari Smith's the Achilles heel, I mean, again, we don't know much about Walker Kessler, but I'd give it to the Rooks.
All right.
But that'd be
right,
fun
so
to watch.
then we
I love
move.
watching that.
Yeah, that's always fun. I like it a lot. And I work from home, so well, that's Saturday, so I guess I don't work, but I'll have it on all weekend. But the 3-point contest is next. And there's some good names here. It's Tyrese Halliburton, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, Kevin Herter, Lillard, Markkanen, Anthony Simons, and Jason Tatum. A lot of good names, a lot of people known for 3-point shooters. A few guys that I'm not sure why. Not sure why. I mean, they're good shooters, but they're not known to be these 3-point shooters. Who do you think is going to come out of this one with the win? There's a lot of good chances here.
Can I pick two?
Yeah.
Kevin Herter and Lauri Markkanen.
Also, do you have the picture up?
Yeah.
Like, can you see the picture of their form? Does Halliburton shoot fucking sideways?
Yeah, he does.
Is he two-handing it like a girl? Like, what is he doing?
No, so he brings it out like this, and then, like, yeah. I tried it on 2K. I don't like it.
But he hits that shit, so whatever. Yeah. The picture makes it look like he's about to throw it like a girl.
Yeah, no. He
traditional girl. No, I'm not sexist,
but
you know that.
But no, Kevin Herter's an assassin from 3. But he's one of those spot up guys, and I think this is going to help him out a lot. And Lauri Markkanen is I love that guy. I'm a fanboy. So
I'm going to go with Hero and Simons. Hero just because I think he has the purest form. I was going to go with Herter.
He's hurt.
Oh, is he not going to play?
He's playing, but he didn't play tonight for the Heat because he's hurt. But he's taking a rest for the
for the 3-point competition. If he plays, I'm going with him. I just think he has the purest form out of all of them. I was gonna go with Herter, but I didn't want to match your pick, and I'm taking Simons because I think he wants to baby bro Damian Lillard. So he's gonna want to outscore Lillard. So I don't think Lillard's gonna do that good, honestly. But he wants to outscore Lillard, so he'll get up there and do better. So I'm gonna go with those.
I think Lillard's he's one of those. He's like me. Like I have to, when I go and play pickup ball, the first couple games they're like, bro, what are you doing? Like I'm just kind of walking around shooting. Like you have to. Dave's gonna have to feel that animosity. He's gonna have to feel that pressure, I think. And I mean, hey, these guys are different. He'll be able to figure out. He'll make it if he has to.
And don't they have that one half court shot now worth a few points? Don't they do that now where they do 3 racks and then they have the one where you run to half court and you shoot it and you can get some and then you go back up?
Possibly, yeah.
I feel like they do that. He'll drain that bitch. He'll drain that with no problem.
But no, just how easy it is for Markkanen. And I feel like that's his height too. Over a lot of these players that get he just goes right over guys, and it's so easy for him to just put it up. And then
he won't have to jump, which is super helpful in 3-point competitions.
Kevin Herter's pick up, his bread basket is right there where the fucking rack is. So for him to be able to grab and just go, I think is going to help him out a lot. And just the big names don't really show out usually, right? Neither of us, I think Tatum has a shot. If either of the two big names, it's going to be Dame, just because, like I said, he's going to be able to make something up. And when it's Dame time, it's Dame time. If he doesn't want to miss, he's not going to miss. And I think there's also too, a lot of people talk about, oh yeah, they're pros. If they in warm-ups, they make 10 out of 10 for the most part. But this does add some kind of pressure. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Dame does come out and surprise us because there is a lot of pressure, I guess, in the fact that you get one shot, all eyes are on you. Damn, I'm gonna have to talk to Kamish about doing some kind of 3-point contest or
All-Stars
something in our
challenge.
league.
Yeah, you guys need like
Bro,
an All-Stars challenge.
Because I would, bro, in warm-ups, I never miss. And then I go out there and go 0 for fucking 6 against
That's
the
how I
fucking
feel too,
Spurs,
man.
and we lose by 2.
So the dunk competition this year is a bunch of names that if you don't watch basketball, you probably don't know them. If you watch basketball a lot, you do know them, but they're not even all NBA dudes. It's Kenyon Martin Jr., Mac McClung, Jericho Sims, and Trey Murphy. Playing time, what do you think the total playing time of these 4 people in the NBA this year is? Like a couple games, maybe?
Sorry about that. I had to sneeze my buttocks off.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to say, let's see, Mac McClung. He's probably going to end up with the most because at the end of the season, I think he still has 10 games left on his 2-way contract.
No, Trey Murphy is actually a player. He actually gets some playing time, I think.
Oh, word. Well, that's probably because Zion's hurt. But yeah, man, Kenyon Martin Jr. He's definitely a guy, but he's always going to just be on a team that has their pick from the draft last year hurt for the last month and a half.
Right.
They don't need him. Like that says a lot about him, and I can appreciate they have Mac McClung and the rookie. What do they call it now? Team World versus Team USA.
Yeah.
And the rookie sophomore showcase, they have that Kenny Lofton kid for the Grizzlies. And I can appreciate this happening, but Matt McClung's gonna win. Like
he can jump out the fucking gym, bro.
He played how many games for the Warriors last year? And he was the shortest stint on any team in the G League was with the Warriors.
Yeah.
But because of what he was able to do in his like 4 games, is the reason he's here. I think he's gonna win. And yeah, this is a sad day and age for the slam dunk contest. And hopefully they show that it belongs, right? I was hoping one of the rookies came in, like a Jabari Smith Jr., a Banchero, but it is what it is. It sucks. Hopefully this isn't the last. Hopefully they save. I'd rather see the skills challenge last besides this.
Right.
But I think it's just weak, man. I can appreciate that they're all athletic as fuck, but nah, if I had to put money on it, it's gonna be Mac McClung.
Yeah.
He's just everybody's always hyped to see him. He's been a viral sensation since before he went to college.
Right.
So,
and if you watched him in college, he was dunking all over kids all day long.
This Jericho Sims kid though has hops.
I haven't ever seen him, so I mean, I'm sure he has.
The other
hops,
day they were
but...
the NBA is working hard on making this slant. Every time I'm on YouTube, I see shit about this weekend, and last night I saw something about Sims, but he has definite hops. We saw Kenyon Martin Jr. in the summer league last year. He was definitely making plays, so it'll be fun, hopefully. But this isn't like, bro, we're old. We're used to really good. The last good one was watching a motherfucker jump over a car, and that was in what, 2012?
Yeah, it was a long time ago now.
Dwight Howard went and changed in a fucking phone booth and then came out and dunked on a 12-foot rim13, 14-foot rim. Like
when he put the sticker on the top of the backboard and dunked it and shit. Those were pretty fun. But
yeah, like it's been a long time since we had a good old Sprite slam dunk competition.
For sure.
The AT&T slam. Woo! Nah, Sprite was it.
Yep.
Sprite was it.
All right, and because you mentioned it, and I would.
We need to have one of these chicks come in, bro.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, I mean, we know that just them being able to dunk is good, and like they're probably not gonna have the vert. Give them a trampoline, bro.
That's what they should do, honestly. They should bring out those fucking people, the halftime show people with the trampoline, and let them do some sick ass dunks.
Not even that, bro. Just extend the knowing that you're in the dunk contest about 3 weeks, and offer the contestants, be like, hey, listen, this is your team's trampoline slam dunk people. We're going to give you 5 or 6 sessions with them. If you want to add the trampoline as a prop, you can. If not, that's cool. But just so you know, Maya Moore is going to be out here fucking doing a double backflip on y'all's asses and saying, go get another good.
No team would ever sign off on that because the injuries would be fucking through the roof. But But before we go, because
But could you
I forgot.
imagine, bro?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I want to shout out the Rising Stars. Obviously, there's the three teams of the normal Rising Stars, and they deserve shout outs. Uh, we've seen them play in the NBA. We've seen them do stuff. There's the Wagners, the Evan Mobleys, the guys we know, the Scotty Barnes, all these dudes. But then there's Team Jason. Jason Terry is coaching the team of the G Leagues. You mentioned them. So one crazy thing, by the way, is that Scoot Henderson is going to be on that. So in the Rising Stars Challenge is going to be a guy that's about to be drafted #2 in the whole NBA. But shout out to City Sissoko. I guess that's how you say his name. I hope. Scoot Henderson, Mojave King, Kenneth Lofton Jr.
Why isn't
Mac McClung,
Wembanyama there?
because he's playing professionally over in France right now. Mac McClung, Leonard Miller, and Scottie Pippen Jr. So it's super cool that they're letting the G League get a team in there. It's super crazy, like that Scoot gets to play, but I mean, technically the team is for G Leagues, and he is a G League star, so he gets to play.
Wait,
but it's kind of crazy.
Wembanyama was playing in the G League.
No, Wembanyama's in the French League One or whatever it's called. He played against the G League Ignite just because they wanted to showcase him versus Scoot.
I was so confused. them two games fucked me up. I was like, wait, they played each other.
He plays in the actual French league the same way that like Luka was in Eurobasket or whatever.
All right.
But it's cool that Scoot gets to play against some NBA dudes in the thing. Because what if he like yams on Paolo?
I'm saying. So do you think there's any way at all, like the coaches come out and be like, Scoot, we're getting you 30. Like you're going to get 30. Is there any way this guy can come out and take the #1 pick?
No, absolutely not. Wembanyama could get injured and be out for 2 years, and he's still gonna be a #1 pick. It's a wrap, dude. I mean, he could never play. Well, I guess never playing wouldn't change anything. But the highlights and the measurements that this guy has, he will be the #1 pick. And I love Scoot. I watched both of those games against Wembanyama, and he's going to be good, dude. And so I'm excited to see him in this Rising Stars thing too, because he is going to be a baller. It just so happens he's up against Wemby.
I can appreciate the NBA like showing off the talent of the G League, like talking about back in the day going to that 24-hour fitness downtown and playing a lot of G League players, and they're like, oh yeah, no, like you guys are ballers, bro, like AAU on crack type shit. Like it's a different ball game, and even they can't sniff NBA roster. So for some of these guys, just their athletic like giftedness to be able to be on Showcase. And to show like, hey, they're there. It's just completely different for the other, what is it, 3 times 12, 370, 80 people that are actually able to call themselves NBA players. Like it's a very different ball game. Right. And like it's all about situations too. Like like Anfernee Simons could very well be one of those guys finding himself in the G League, you know? Like it's crazy to think about. Like we see all the time these guys on 10-day contracts coming up and doing amazing work, and nobody picks them up, nobody signs them. So I like that the NBA wants them to be recognized, because how cool is it for a Kenny Lofton to go to the summer league and have his name called so many times and all this shit, and his family thinking he's about to get paid, and we both know like if you get paid, you have so many cousins you didn't even know about. Yep. So for him to just like thinking he's finally about to make it, he's about to help all these people out, and then walk to the G League for the NBA to be like, hey, listen, this kid could be different. If like it could happen. Let's recognize the kid, bring him up. I like it. I really do like it.
Me too.
And that's why Adam Silver's the best.
Yeah. So do you have anything else before I send us out of here?
Hell no, you got it. I'm excited. I was gonna pull some shit on
I want to shout out my boy. I was very sad we gave away Mikal Bridges to get Kevin Durant, and I was sad, and he was sad. And then they interviewed him, and he was like, "Yo, I would have made that trade too. Fuck, like it's Kevin Durant."
That was cool as hell.
So then he goes and he has to miss a game, and I thought he was going to lose his like consecutive game streak. He thought that. He said he almost cried because he didn't get to play. He was really sad. But the NBA, again, Adam Silver being the fucking boss, he hadn't reported to Brooklyn yet. So that game does not count. He was technically not on a team for that night. So it doesn't count towards his thing. So then he does get to finally go out. He gets to play for Brooklyn. And he shoots 17 for 24, drops career high 45 points. He is clearly the focal point of this Brooklyn Nets. They actually win a tough game, which you said Hero didn't play, but they win a tough game. And he came out there and he showed what's up. He's a class act always. He's always been the best defensive guy. He's a workhorse. He gets the scrappy stuff. Well, now it looks like Brooklyn's going to let him go out and do stuff. So, Mikal, big shout out to you. I'm still going to love you even though you're on Brooklyn. And go get your thing, man. You weren't able to do offense on the Suns. So, be like Mikal Bridges when you're getting thrown into a role, even if you think you're better than that, go do it. Do it at the best that you can do it, the absolute best, because your time's going to come when they're going to call you out. And then that's when you can showcase what you're truly made of. So be like Mikal Bridges and be a stud, not a scrub.